this upheaval, this seated section of very thick concrete is probably an area of 400 or 500 people just lifted into the air and flew. And when I got my wits about me, I thought, well, this is the place to stand here under the set, which might go. So I started running backstage with my skates on and across the concrete. And by this time, everything had lit under the ice. I ran back to see a pillar of flame, probably 25 or 30 feet high, 5 or 10 feet through. Just a regular blast of flame. And people crawling over chairs, bodies out on the ice, utter havoc.
The sights and sounds of the aftermath of one of the city's most unforgettable tragedies, the Halloween night 1963 explosion of the Indiana Fairgrounds Coliseum. It's one of the fascinating items that you'll find as part of the new Firefighters Collection of digitized images on the library's website at imcpl.org. Pam Swagner is with us. She's with the library's digitization team. And Pam, to set the stage for folks watching and what we just saw, can you give us some background and context of that piece?
Sure. As you said, it was Halloween night, 1963, and there was a Holiday on Ice show performing at the State Fairgrounds Coliseum. And what happened is around 11 o'clock that night, some propane tanks that had been positioned underneath a part of the grandstands exploded. They had been used to warm popcorn, and they had been under there, and they exploded, and it resulted in one of Indiana's worst disasters.
Wow.
74 people were killed in that explosion. So the aftermath was what we saw in the video clip that was just shown.
And back in those days, Channel 13, it was WLWI, Channel 13, and we appreciate their support for that clip. But that's just part of what people can find in the overall digitized collection of images, photographs, the sights and sounds pieces that are available. Tell us about what people can find overall.
There are so many things that we have on this site. It's very exciting, and it was a really fun collection to work on. What people will find are lots and lots of photographs, and these are things that the museum provided to us.
The Indianapolis
Firefighters Museum. They had contacted us a couple of years ago wanting to do a project with us that would help get some of their items digitized and online so other folks could see it, and they thought that the public library was the best place to go.
Which it is.
And they were certainly right about that, and we also realized, though, that we couldn't do this project by ourselves. So along with the museum, we partnered with the IUPUI University Library folks. They have helped us out a number of times in the past with digital projects, and we couldn't do these things without them. So they came on board with us as well, and we wrote a grant proposal to the Central Indiana Community Foundation folks. They were generous enough to give us money for this. So what we ended up doing is we digitized a number of photographs that the museum had. We also had a number of early 20th century logbooks and record books that were handwritten, and these are pretty much what was happening in the day-to-day life of firefighters at different stations. Everything was recorded. When they went out on a call run, when somebody went to lunch, when somebody had a dinner break. So you get a really
very detailed information.
It really is, and you get a really good look at what was going on in the daily life of firemen.
And how far back do some of these images and records go that people will find online?
We have several things from the 19th century. And late 19th century. The fire department didn't come into being until it was after 1850. And so some of those images and things like that they're so old, we wanted to make sure that we digitize them and preserve them. So we have a lot of that stuff in the collection. We also have several 3D objects.
Very interesting.
If you find these in the collection, you can click on a button and they'll turn around and you can take a look at some of them. We have some fire helmets. We have different types of hats that people of different ranks wore, and well over 1,000 items in the collection right now. And at the moment, we're featuring 3 different collections. Of course, we saw the Coliseum explosion, some of that. We also have dispatch tape.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. If you look at the digitization site for the Firefighters Museum, there are some featured collections, and if you click on the Coliseum explosion, you can not only see the video, which we just saw a piece of, but you can also hear some of the audio clips from the dispatch tapes. We also feature the Grant Fire, which took place in 1973, and there's audio dispatch for that as well. And we have one more, which is the Marrow Fire. Now that took place a long time ago. That was St. Patrick's Day in 1890. 13 firefighters were killed in that fire. It was a very sad day for the Indianapolis firefighters.
It's also interesting, coincidental, that this collection is being unveiled during the 150th anniversary of
That's
the
right.
Indianapolis Fire Department.
That's correct.
So everybody can celebrate in that. And again, this is the newest collection as part of the library's digital library that you can find and access from the library's homepage at imcpl.org. And I know you're proud of all the offerings. They just keep expanding.
They do, and we plan to expand the Firefighters Collection quite a bit. This is something we will continue to seek funding for because the museum has so many more objects and so many more photographs that we didn't get to this time around. We'll just keep adding to the collection.
Okay. Pam Swagner with the library's digitization team talking about the new digital library Firefighters Collection. Just go to the library's homepage at imcpl.org. Look on the left-hand column. You'll find Digital Library. Click on that, and you can access all of these hundreds, if not over 1,000 images commemorating Indianapolis firefighting history.